Hello everyone, good morning. How are you? So today's video is about late night binging, why you're doing it, and how to stop. So I'm talking about this today because I hear about it a ton, okay? This is a huge issue for a lot of people. So I wanted to discuss this today and some strategies to help you along with this. So I'm Kelsie Michaud, health and life coach. And today, as a reminder, there's so many people that find themselves eating late at night, even when you might not even be hungry. So this can be a really sensitive subject for a lot of people, and I know it can be so frustrating when you have a desired goal or weight loss that you're trying to achieve, yet, you have this thing that just happens without even knowing it sometimes, in the middle of the night, just opening that refrigerator and reaching for something. Hi Jessica, how are you? Thanks for coming on. So nighttime eating, it causes you to eat more calories, which leads to weight gain, right? That's a lot. Sorry, my connection's in and out, but hopefully we can get through this because I want to share with you 10 strategies that are going to actually help you stop this late night eating or nighttime eating. And these are very easy strategies that you could put into place today, okay? So some people eat most of their food late at night or in the evening. They eat the majority during that time. So to change this habit, we need to identify the problem first, okay? So nighttime eating, it can be the result of overly restricting during the day. So if our food intake during the day is not enough, or even if there's not that balance there, if you're having something that's maybe a higher carb meal or higher snack kind of thing, snack that's higher in carbs, that's going to leave your body still searching for something because you're not giving it all of what it needs throughout the day. Therefore, it's still searching for something later on at night, okay? So nighttime eating can be a result of that, can be a result of restricting too much during the day or not giving it the amount of nutrients and vitamins and minerals that it still needs. And that can actually lead to your ravenous hunger later on at night, okay? And then when you get into that routine of eating later on at night, you're creating this new habit, okay? So you're wiring your brain that way, as that's a habit for you. It's habit forming. And nighttime eating, it's actually been linked to some eating disorders, including binge eating disorder and nighttime eating. Sorry, my connection is so wacky today, but I'm gonna try to get through this for you. So these two disorders, they're actually characterized by different eating patterns and behaviors, but they can have the same negative effects on our. But either way, in both of them, people are using food to curb their emotions, okay? Regardless of what you're feeling, whether you're sad or angry or you're frustrated. And then they often eat when they're not even hungry, okay? So people with nighttime eating syndrome, hey Charlene, how are you? People with nighttime eating syndrome will actually, they tend to graze throughout the evening, and then they wake up at the night to eat as well. And they end up consuming like 25% of their daily calories at night. Okay, that's a lot. So both of these conditions, either whether it's the nighttime eating or the binge eating, they're both linked to obesity, depression, trouble sleeping, okay? So basically it's not good for our health, no matter which way you look at it. So nighttime eating can be caused by either boredom, or maybe you're hungry, maybe maybe you do have binge eating disorder or nighttime eating syndrome. They're both, a real thing that need to be addressed. And identifying the causes of these, if you back it up a little bit and you identify the cause, then you can take the right steps to learn to solve this problem for you. So another thing you want to do is you want to try to identify your actual triggers. Excuse me. Gotta get my water in. And you want to identify your actual triggers. So by identifying your overall eating, you may find it really useful to look at your specific eating patterns that are creating these events of your eating behaviors. Okay, so people will reach for food for many different reasons. We're all different, so we all reach for food for different reasons. So if you're not hungry, but nonetheless you're still, find yourself eating at night, think about what steps led up, what got you to that point. Okay, so oftentimes you'll actually find you're using food to meet a need that's not your hunger. Okay, so it's a matter of finding these coping mechanisms that we can use and strategies we can put in place so that we're doing something else instead of food being our comfort. We find ways to comfort ourselves in other ways. Okay, so with nighttime eating syndrome, your entire eating can possibly be delayed because of your lack of hunger during the day. Okay, so an effective way to really identify the cause of your nighttime eating and the things that trigger it is to keep what I call a food mood diary. Okay, so you want to just track everything you're eating alongside what you're feeling. So write down everything you eat throughout the day, and next to it just write down what you were feeling when you ate that food, and that can help you to identify any patterns that are going on within yourself, and that's going to help you break any negative cycles of behavior or negative feelings as well. So basically being able to monitor your behavior patterns and identify what's actually triggering you later, that's what's going to help you be able to break those cycles. Okay, that cycle of that nighttime eating and eating when you're not hungry. Okay, and number 3, I want you to try to use a routine. Okay, so if you're overeating because you weren't eating enough during the day, then getting yourself into a nice routine can really help. Okay, we want to break those old patterns. Hi Chloe, how are you? So if you have some structured eating as well as sleep, you want some structured sleep too, that's going to help you spread your food intake over the day so that you're less hungry at night. All right, remember I mentioned if you're maybe depriving yourself during the day, not eating enough during the day, or if you just get busy and you find, all of a sudden it's 2 o'clock, you haven't had lunch yet, and the day just goes by and all this time goes by and you haven't eaten yet, or you might purposely try to restrict as well. So that's telling your body's going to tell you, like, I'm not getting enough. You didn't give me enough today. I need more. I'm not ready to be done yet. You didn't give me what I needed. So I'm going to still search for what I need until you give it to me. And that's why later on at night, all of a sudden we're like, oh, I need something. I'm starving, or, these feelings of hunger come up, or just boredom. Sometimes we're just bored. Maybe we're eating because we're not even hungry. But sleep plays a huge role over here, because getting good sleep is so important when it comes to actually managing your food intake and your weight. So not having enough sleep, or not having like really good sleep, has been linked to calorie intake. So over a long period of time, if you're not getting good sleep, that's going to increase your risk for obesity and other diseases in the long run. Okay, so our body really needs sleep. We feel tired for a reason. We need to just really rest our bodies and give it a chance to recharge itself. So having set times for eating and sleeping can really help you if you're prone to waking in the night to eat. Okay, maybe you need to create a schedule where maybe you're not getting enough sleep. Maybe you need to go to bed a little earlier. Maybe you need to shut everything down like an hour earlier. Try something like that, even a half an hour earlier, like a small step. And over the course of the week, that time is going to add up for you, okay? And you're going to start getting more sleep for yourself. Feeling better. My connection. Sorry. I don't know why it's so crazy today. But having a routine for your meal and your sleep times can help you really break those unhealthy cycles of these eating at night behaviors. So this can really help you if you have no appetite during the day, and then you just tend to binge at night, okay? So next, I want you to plan your meals. Plan them out. That way you have no excuses, right? So as part of your routine, you want to benefit from having these nice meals already planned out for yourself. So planning meals and eating healthy snacks can really reduce your chances of eating later on at night if you're already all set and you have exactly what you need during the day because you've already planned it out. You thought ahead, okay? That's going to help you so that you're not making poor choices in the long run. Okay, so having a meal plan, it's going to help reduce some of your anxiety because you don't have to think about, oh, what am I going to eat? How much of it should I eat? You've already got it planned out for you, okay? You've already got it right there. You've packaged everything up. It's in the fridge. It's ready to go. And then you feel good. You feel a little more relaxed. You're like, all right, yep, this is what I'm eating today. This is what I'm taking to work with me. I got this. I'm going to give my body what it needs throughout the day, and I'm going to be good to go. I'm not going to be starving later on at night when I get home. So planning your meals and snacks can really help you manage your food intake and hold off that hunger for later on, okay? And you want to learn to cut back on sugar. Sugar, of course, sugar can be a challenge to cut back on, but by avoiding these or too much of it, you're not getting those blood sugar spikes that go up and down, and that's what causes you to crave, because you get the spike, but it has to come back down, right? And a lot of times it comes down too far, and that's where we're like, oh my gosh, I need to eat. I'm craving everything under the sun. I don't even care about anything right now but just put food in my mouth, right? You've been there, done that? I have. And I'm sure a lot of you have too. I'm sure you can agree with me and relate with me right now. So that's why we want to keep everything balanced too, as I mentioned earlier, so that we're not getting those blood sugar spikes and having our blood sugar all over the place and up and down and crazy and trying to catch it with just more food and more sugar, okay? And then, of course, another one is to look for some emotional support. If you think that you may have this nighttime eating syndrome or even binge eating disorder, then you may want to seek some professional help. A professional, a coach, can help you identify your triggers and implement a plan for you and help keep you accountable to that plan too. So these plans often use cognitive behavioral therapy, which has been shown to actually help with eating disorders. And with having the accountability, you also have someone to check in on you too. So you're also getting, like double the emotional support. So creating that emotional support network, helps you find ways to manage your negative emotions, which could otherwise lead you going to the fridge instead, okay? And that's not where we want to go unless we are truly hungry. So for some people with eating disorders, professional help can really help support and overcome this problematic eating at night. Hey Sharon, how are you? Thanks for coming on. Okay, so number 6, let's try to de-stress. We all could use some less stress in our lives. Don't you agree? So some of the things that we can do, there's actually so many things that we can do to help de-stress our bodies. It's a matter of taking some time to do these things and make a routine of them and make these de-stressing techniques and strategies habit and routine in our life. Because anxiety and stress are 2 of the most common reasons why people eat when they're not even hungry. So using food to curb your emotions is not the best idea for us. So if you notice that when you eat, maybe you're sometimes feeling a little anxious or stressed, so you want to try to find another way to just let go of those negative emotions and relax. And research has actually shown that relaxation techniques can help you manage eating disorders such as the nighttime eating syndrome and binge eating. So relaxation techniques that you can find useful, definitely some breathing exercises, some nice deep breathing, meditation, a nice warm bath, nice warm bubble bath, some yoga, some stretching, things like that. These are all very simple, very easy to implement. Sorry, my dog's pressing her doggy doorbell. I'm going to unplug that because it's a little loud. She wanted to come in. So these de-stressing techniques are definitely things that we can all do. We can do some tapping. Tapping helps. We have all these meridian points within our body, and by tapping on these meridian points, like this is an example, and we have all these different meridian points on our face, throughout our body, and by tapping on them and saying positive affirmations to ourselves helps to release stress and bring our negative emotions back to balance. Okay, so there's a lot of tricks I have up my sleeve that I can help you to de-stress, and I'm sure that you know your body, You know how you feel, you know what you like, you know what feels good to you. Okay, so it's a matter of, even if you took 5 minutes, 5 minutes to meditate first thing in the morning, 5 minutes to meditate at night, that's all it takes. And then you get into that habit or that routine, and then you can start incorporating more of it as you go on. And then you'll feel much better mentally to deal with your emotions and everything that you have going on in your life. And then you're better able to cope with all of these things rather than just turning to food. Okay, make sense? Let me know if you have any questions as I go along. So instead of eating, try to deal with stress and anxiety using something that's more like a relaxation technique and some kind of gentle exercise or stretching. And I think I'm on to number 7 now. Yes, number 7. Eat regularly throughout the day, which I kind of just mentioned, but overeating at night, it's actually been linked to these erratic eating behaviors that we categorize as disordered eating. So eating at these like planned intervals throughout the day with just normal eating patterns can really help your blood sugar remain stable. And that's what's important. That's why I talk about balance too. I say you want to keep your meals and your snacks balanced, because that's going to keep your blood sugar stable. Because at the minute we're getting those blood sugar spikes, that's when we're getting the cravings for sugar. Okay, because our blood sugar is going to spike, but it's also going to come back down, and that's when we crave sugar. Okay, and then it's hard to catch it. It's hard to get it back to balance once it goes off balance. It's like we're constantly chasing it, so we constantly have to eat. Okay, so sometimes you never truly feel satisfied, or you feel like you're constantly needing something or having to munch. That's because we're chasing that blood sugar, trying to get it back to balance, because the body loves balance. It wants to be in balance all the time, and the minute it's not, it will tell you, and it tries to just get back to balance as quick as possible. Okay, and what's the quickest, easiest thing to do? Throw some sugar in our mouth, right? And that's going to make us feel better. That's going to comfort us. That's going to bring it back up. But unfortunately, it's going to drop it down again. And then again, there's that cycle. Just keeps on going until we put an end to it with a nice balanced meal, balanced snack all the time. Keep that blood sugar nice and stable. Then you feel more satiated and more satisfied as well. And you don't feel like you're needing to go look for something to eat, 10 minutes later after you just had a snack. So that's why balance is so important, okay? And also, eating regularly throughout the day can also help, prevent yourself from being so ravenous later on, or feeling tired or irritable, because you haven't had a lack of food. You're giving your body what it actually needs throughout the day. So then you're good to go, okay? Hey, Angela, how are you? Thanks for coming on. And when you do get really hungry, that's when we're more likely to make poor food choices. We reach for the higher fat, the higher sugar, junk type foods, okay? And again, those high sugar junk foods, they'll sustain us for a little bit, but not for too long, because it's going to spike our blood sugar, it's going to come back down, and then we're going to be craving more of that junk food, okay? And studies actually have shown that with regular meal times, like eating 3 or more times, throughout the day, you actually have better appetite control and lower weight. So generally speaking, eating less than 3 times per day is actually thought to reduce your ability to control your appetite and your food choices. Okay, so that's why it's so important. I hear people all the time say that, I do so good during the day, or, I come home, I've had a long day at work, I'm tired, and nighttime is the toughest time for me. That's when I want a snack, or I want to munch on something, or I just go all out. I can't control myself at that point, and I've blown my whole day. And that's because you're not giving your body what it needs during the day, whether it's the amount, or whether it's balance, or maybe it's both. Okay, so that's something you really need to look at. Back it up a little bit. Take a look at your days. Think about, okay, what are you actually eating? Write it down if you have to. Sometimes seeing it helps you to visualize, okay, yeah, this is what's going on. This is what I'm missing here. This is what she was talking about. I'm lacking this. I need to add some protein in, or I need to add some healthy fat in, things like that. So you can really pinpoint when you write things down and see it out on paper, okay? So then you're not missing anything. So basically, bottom line, eating regular meals is going to help you prevent you from getting too hungry, and it's going to help you manage your cravings and all of those food impulses, when we tend to make those poor choices. It's going to help you with that, okay? And then I've been mentioning protein. Number 8 is include protein in your meal, all right? Because different foods will have different effects on your appetite. And if you eat because you're hungry, then that's great, but including protein at every meal is going to actually curb your hunger, all right? And it could also help you feel more satisfied throughout the day. It's going to stop you from being preoccupied with all these food thoughts, and it's going to help prevent you from snacking later on at night, all right? So protein, protein, protein. And let me tell you, start your day off, like your morning, with a nice high protein packed breakfast. That's going to start you off on a really good foot right there, all right? Nice omelet, some eggs. Make those muffin cups. Take a muffin pan out, put some eggs and veggies in there, bake them, then you got them right in the fridge. Easy to grab. First thing in the morning, all you do is heat it up, take it to work with you, whatever. They're easy and convenient. There's your protein, okay? Throwing veggies in there, you got some nice... Sorry, there was my connection again, but vitamins and minerals and all this goodness for your body that's going to help you feel good and satiated, and your body will be like, yeah, I'm getting what I need. I feel good. This is awesome. I'm not going to be craving later on tonight because I'm getting exactly what I need right now throughout the day. Okay. And there was actually a study that found that eating frequent high protein meals reduced cravings by 60%. Okay. And it actually cut down on the desire to eat later at night by half. All right, so protein is key. Protein's where it's at. So if you have any questions, let me know. Some protein suggestions or whatever. Questions for me, pop it in the comments, okay? And number 9. Okay, number 9 I struggle with here. As far as it's don't keep junk food in the house. And I don't struggle with keeping junk food in the house. What I mean is that I think that you should keep it in the house, okay? Because you're never going to learn to live with it if you don't. That's, some coaches will say, out of sight, out of mind, don't even bring it into the house. I feel like, yeah, bring it in. You gotta enjoy sometimes, right? And that's all part of eating intuitively. You need to learn to live with these foods and enjoy all foods. All foods are on the table, not just the healthy ones, right? We don't want like good foods, bad foods. I have to stay away from that. I have to restrict myself. That's no way to live. Believe me, I've been there. I did it for way too long, way too many years, and I don't do that anymore. Praise the Lord. I feel so good now. That weight has been lifted off my shoulders from just not restricting, and everything's on the table, and it's a wonderful feeling. And do I go crazy? No, I don't go crazy on the junk food. I don't even care for a lot of junk food, okay? Because I can have it whenever I want. So it's lost its appeal. And I do enjoy it once in a while. Pizza, ice cream, chocolate. I'll have it when I want it, but that's just it. I'll have it when I want it. I don't have it every single day. I don't want it every single day. I want good nourishing foods. I want some nice nutrient-dense foods that are gonna hold me over, get me through my day, give me the energy I need to get through my day. I got a 3, almost 4-year-old. I gotta get through my day. I need some energy. But yes, I say keep it in the house, learn to live with it, and I even do an exercise with my clients around these particular junk foods or trigger foods to help you learn to live with them and eat them and enjoy them. And yeah, you may go crazy at first, by allowing them all the time, having them not be restricted anymore, but you're going to get to a point where they're not so appealing anymore, and you're not going to want them all the time, and you're not going to want them in every day. Eventually that does go away. It takes time. Not this, what I do is not a magic pill. It's not a quick fix. It takes time, but you do get there. And that's the wonderful part of all of this. You get there and you stay there, and it's wonderful. So any questions for me, let me know anytime. Reach out, PM me, whatever you need to do. But that's my thought on junk food, okay? So I'm going to get to last but not least, number 10 is to distract yourself. So if you're preoccupied with all of these thoughts, it's just these food thoughts, because maybe you're just feeling bored or you're lonely, you're sitting around in the evening and you, don't know what else to do. And you're like, I'm just going to go eat something. And it's a mindless eating right there. This is going to maybe help keep your mind occupied, but finding a new hobby or planning an evening activity, this can really help prevent that mindless late night snacking. Okay? And I know, like, a lot of people say, okay, well, I tried this, I tried that. Well, did you really like think about, okay, why do I want to eat right now? What is it that I really need? If you're truly hungry, then certainly eat, of course. But if you're not even hungry, think about, okay, what do I really need? Hey Sharon, let's see. Crocheting is a good distraction. Yes, I actually have heard of ladies who crochet as well. Keeps their hands busy. So I have heard that as a nice strategy. And if that works for you, that's wonderful. Because sometimes when we're bored, it's not that we're hungry. We're literally just bored. We need something to do, something to preoccupy our mind. And it's great to do something that's going to challenge your mind too. So you want to think of health-wise too, okay? So crocheting is great because you really have to think when you're crocheting, I'm sure. And you know what you like. You know the kinds of activities you enjoy, right? I say it all the time. I'm like, you know yourself best. You know what you like. So those are the things that you can do, whether it's going for a walk, sitting down with a good book, a nice hot cup of tea. It's nothing I like better than a nice hot cup of tea, a nice herbal tea after dinner. It's so relaxing, it's the end of the day. Finish dinner, you feel good, and just sit with a nice hot cup of tea. It's relaxing to me. And so that's what I know that I like. I enjoy that. So you know what you like. You might enjoy that too. You might not want tea, and that's okay. But you have what you like, okay? You do what you do. Do what you do. You do you, and you do what works best for you. But it's a matter of finding a new habit to create so that your habit doesn't stay just going to food at night. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you. And let me know if you have any questions at all, either about the content I covered or just in general, about either intuitive eating, emotional eating, your own health and weight goals. I'm happy to answer your questions for you. You can ask at any time. You can PM me. You can pop it in the comments, whatever works best for you. So if there's no questions right now, I'm going to hop off. But I hope you all have a very beautiful day and a very beautiful weekend. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.